spend any money in the outlying districts.
In 1922, Tommy Barfield's dedication to Marco caught the attention of Baron Gift Collier, the millionaire advertising magnate who had purchased almost 1 million acres in southern Lee County and nearly all of Marco Island.
She wanted to be at the county meeting to be sure that some of the back taxes benefited Marco Island. He apparently heard her speak, and he later told her that he admired her tactics, her strategy, and her tenacity.
A year later, Tommy Barfield played a pivotal role in the creation of the new Collier County. Baron Collier soon joined forces with the San Marco Corporation to begin developing the island. As part of the development plan, the state legislature agreed to rename the entire island Collier City in 1927. A celebration was held on the grounds of the Marco Hotel, but 2 years later, the Depression turned the dreamed-up boom into a bust. Collier City never became a reality, although the name remained on the books until 1957. The economy of the island received another blow when the Burnham factory was destroyed by a hurricane in 1932. Declining clam beds eventually forced Doxey to close his cannery as well. He tore down the buildings and opened a 90-space trailer park. The languishing island received an unexpected boost in 1936 when a bridge to Marco was finally approved as a public works project. The wooden trestle bridge connected Goodland to the mainland and featured a hand-cranked swing span, a hand-me-down from a bridge in Fort Myers. Despite the island's growing reputation as a sport fishing destination, by the late 1930s, only a handful of accommodations were available for visitors, including Captain Bill's Hotel, now called the Marco Inn, the nearby Marco Lodge, and the Barfield House in Caxambas. The ever-enterprising Tommy Barfield found a creative solution to the lack of rooms in Goodland by having an abandoned houseboat towed to the village, where the hulk was converted into the landmark Ship Ahoy Restaurant and Inn. Goodland remained the smallest community on the island until 1949, when Baron Collier's sons began to revive their father's dream of developing Marco. The three brothers planned to start on the south tip of the island, but the village of Caxambas was in the way.
They offered to sell people property in Goodland and move those homes free, no money down, 3 years to pay, reasonable terms. So in 1949, 18 homes and businesses moved from the little village of Caxambas overland to Goodland. And Goodland Point became the village of Goodland overnight one summer.
The Colliers' plans for Caxambas ended 6 years later with the untimely deaths of two of Baron Collier's sons. The once bustling village remained a ghost town until the late 1950s, when a missile tracking station was installed on the southwestern tip of the island. The station would remain a lonely outpost until a new group of developers rediscovered the remote island. Again, three brothers would take on the task: Robert, Elliot, and Frank Mackel Jr., the respected founders of the Deltona Corporation and the renowned developers of more than a dozen Florida communities. In 1964, the Mackels joined forces with the Collier heirs to form the Marco Island Development Corporation. Within 4 years, the brothers would buy out the Colliers, and most of Marco Island would become theirs for $7 million. A 5-phase implementation plan was created for the complex of canals and home sites designed by Chief Planner Jimmy Benzel.